We're going to create a video today on manual digitizing. To start with, I need to bring it all the way into the screen. I have it on the image processing screen right now, and I've indicated that I want to use it as an image as a template that allows me to manual punch and manual punch only. So I'll click the OK button to bring it in. I want to use that size, and now I'll use the zoom all button up here, left clicking, to bring it full size to the screen to make it easier to use. Before I start, I'd like to say that sometimes images need to be simplified. Well, most of the time images need to be simplified, especially when you're dealing with JPEGs or something like that. This particular image happened to be a fairly good image. It's a WMF image, but it has all this black outlining around it that looks terrible. And also one of the buttons over here is on top of the needle. I wouldn't have that. I'd drag it across, out of the way after I created it. I'd probably even drag this across out of the way a little bit because it's too close, and I'd put the thimble up here and more in the cutout between the needle and the thread here, a little closer. That's what I would do in terms of simplifying. All the highlighting is gone too. So let's get started. First I want to talk about manual digitizing satin areas. We have two satin tools. One's called Create Satin Two Side, and the other one is called Create Satin By Side. I'm going to use the side by side. I'm going to use the side by side tool first, so I'll left click that, and I'll come over and I'll left click the color button here in the mini control panel. Then I'll left click the three little dots, and then I'll use a purple color, and I'm going to use purple because I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, going to get rid of it because to make room for the other tool. Okay, so the side by side works this way. You left click and you create one side and hit the enter key after you create it. And I'm left clicking here because they're all straight lines. It does accept curve the right clicks too for curves. I'm going to put a pointer right about here, and then I'll come down and put the end point down here, and then I'll hit the enter key. That's side one. Enter key after side one. Then I'll come back and I'll always come back to the same end as the first side. I'll left click here, and then I'll left click here, and I'll come down to about here and put another paired dot here paired to that one, and then I'm going to short this side again just like I did the other one. I haven't done one yet, excuse me guys, like I'll do the next one too. Okay, I hit the enter key, and now if I want to just use the stitch angles that the program provides, I can hit the enter key a third time like this, and it assumes the stitch angles based on these 2 points and these 2 points down here. Okay, that's what it looks like. I'm not going to cut the hole in this one. I'll do that in the second one that I do. I want to show you something else sort of different about this particular tool. I'll create one side, I hit the enter key again, come back to the same end, starting end, and do this, and now I hit the enter key again. Now the software will let me, if I want to put my own stitch angles in, it'll let me do that by left clicking and releasing, dragging across and left clicking. Or you can also left click, drag across and release, or you can left click, release, drag across and left click. Any of those three different approaches will let you do it. Pretty flexible in that area. Now I can hit the enter key and it'll give me those stitches, and that's fine. Now that I don't want those anymore, I'll right click here and I'll hold the control key down, and I'll right click here, and then I'll do a control plus delete, hold the control key down plus hitting the delete button on the keyboard, and they're both gone and will not come back. Now I want to show you how to use the side to side button approach. Left click it there, and this side, this is which works entirely different. Left click, then go to the other side because it's side to side. I say these words and you listen to them, maybe to reinforce the approach. Left click there, and I draw it across, and again I'm using all on the left click because these are straight lines. Then I'm going to go down to about here, and I'm going to put a stitch in about about there, and you can see I'm eliminating the black again. Left click about there, come down to the bottom, left click there, and then I'll short the last side, the last one here, to give me my sharp point on the needle. Left click there, and then I can hit the enter key. And I forgot to change the color on my mini control panel. That's what you're supposed to do, but I didn't. So now to change the color from blue to gray, which is what I want, I'll have to double right click to cancel the tool. Okay, and now that's the procedure. And now I can come with this right clicked selected. I can left click the color icon down to bottom and select gray here, and okay, and now it's gray like I wanted and like I should have selected in the mini control panel, and I didn't. Okay, now let's go to the outline view with this guy. One of the first things I think I want to do here is enlarge this whole area here just a little bit. Okay, and I think one of the first things I'll do is I want to round the end of this needle a little bit, and then I'll cut a hole in the needle. Okay, but first I want to round it. I'm going to use the adjust with an arc tool here. I'm going to put a small arc on the top of this thing to round the top of the needle. I've never seen a flat-headed needle like a flat top on a needle like that. When you left click in the middle between the two green dots that you assign there, it attaches the mouse to the line, and you can just drag it up to the point to where you like the roundness. Okay, and now I can just reach over and hit the generate button, and I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do the cut the hole too at the same time. So now I got to go back to the outline view, right click, and adjust with I'm sorry, edit with an outline mode, so I can see the hole. I have to see the hole before I can cut the hole. Okay, now I'll right click here, and I'll come down and create a void, create a hole. Okay, and now I'll come over and select the create a void or hole by drawing freely. Now watch what I do here. I'm going to left click here, I'm going to come down to about there, left click, come down to the other end and left click. It doesn't have to be exact, and left click there, and here I'm going to hit the enter key and let the software assume the last side. See how it just assumed that I wanted to put a last leg in there? It did. Okay, and now I can reach over and generate, and now I got a hole with in the needle. Okay, now when I go to the 3D view here, you can see I got a nice hole in my needle, and I'll bring it back to full size here, and I got a couple minutes, but not much. What we're going to do in the next video is we're going to go in and do some thread, and we're going to use I'll tell you a little before what's going to happen next. Okay, we're going to use the magic wand over here, which is one of the manual tools. It's in the manual tool collection, so that you can see that it does really work, especially when you got a clean image. It'll even work on images that are not too good, like a JPEG. Only you have to do some adjusting to the tool to make it work. Anyway, that's all I have on this particular video. We'll continue with the next video in a short time, and we'll work on this thread. Talk to you later, folks.